And I'll introduce 2024 product of the year here. Unlike some fixed ratio systems for like joint filling, this is the first variable ratio system for mixing two component floor coatings. So epoxies, polyaspartics, polyurethanes, you name it, and we're able to serve any ratio from 1:1 to 6:1 at the push of a button, all in one unit right here. TruMix is a variable ratio system for mixing two component floor coatings. Everywhere in the world it's done the same way, measuring out into buckets and then standing there with a drill and then sending it out to the floor. It's labor savings. First, we're freeing up people from that dedicated labor from the mix station. So depending on where you are in the country, that person might cost $30 to $60 an hour if you can find that person in the first place. And then, secondly, eliminating those mix errors. So that person on the mix station, they have to measure everything out perfectly, mix it up every time, send it out to the floor, and if one of those buckets they miss, they forget to add a B or some material, forget to mix a component, you get a wet pour. And now that contractor, rather than billing for that job, they're cutting a check for that job. And so it's getting a perfect mix every time and eliminating that mix error from the station. It's so important because they happen every year to every contractor, and that, depending on the job, that they could be losing thousands of dollars every time that happens to tens of thousands of dollars every time that happens. And so by eliminating those mix errors, they don't have that nagging worry in the back of their mind that this is going to be that job. They can focus on it, they can apply that labor and focus their energy into getting the best possible floor. This is the first iteration in that platform, but Graco, we're always trying to be on the cutting edge of fluid handling, and so as you can see in our booth, we got everything from paint spraying to self-leveling to spray foam and polyurea to now the foray into the world of floor coating. So we're always working on cool new stuff, and you can kind of imagine where we can go from with here. And now I'll pass you over to Tony Melendez to talk to you about Reactor 3.
My name's Tony Melendez. I'm here with the Contractor Equipment Division. I'm here to talk to you about the Reactor 3, the history that's behind the Reactor systems, right? It's been over 20 years of innovation with Graco. The latest and greatest from Graco is our Reactor 3 lineup. There's a lot of intuitive screens, a lot of systems that make it fail-proof for end users and people performing slab jacking, concrete lifting projects. So the reason that slab jacking and concrete lifting are so important to contractors is because they create a safety hazard for people walking down, let's say, a street or at home. It could be different variations of commercial or residential, but it creates a safer walking path for anybody in the area. Slab jacking and concrete lifting is really critical for growth for a lot of these customers performing these types of work. The biggest thing is having full control of your system remotely. Being able to do it when you're inside of a home or you're doing a lift, going back and having to change parameters on the system is really easy. Touch screen, from the phone. It's really revolutionary. Nothing out there in the market.